Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your 8th to the 14th read for July. General messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Guys, make sure to check your Rising Sun, Moon sign, and Venus sign for the most complete messages. And also the message can always be vice versa and flip-flop. I'm going to start with a Celtic cross spread. Throw some astro dice, pull an astro card, Rebel Oracle at the end. And then we're going to do an extended portion of the reading for love only. So the Celtic cross I'm going to be interpreting for relationship as well as career, family connection, whatever comes up. So I hope you guys are doing well. I did, link in the description box below the astrology for the week. For those of you who are interested in understanding the few transits that are going on that are worth mentioning, as well as Chiron being going retrograde. Pretty much a very big deal. And that's going to be 157 days of healing starting in the middle of this week and going all the way through December. So check that out. I did put it in the description box for your convenience. Okay. Messages for Aquarius friends. Messages for Aquarius. Princess of Wands. It's the energy right now being crossed by the Emperor. Okay, with the Wheel of Fortune. Four of Coins. Seven of Coins in the past. Two of Swords in the future. We have the Sun. We love the Sun. The Sun's great. King of Swords, very nice. Okay, the Fool. Afraid of a new path. Princess of Coins. Okay. So some confusion here going to be going on. All right. No worries about that. Well, we have the Seven of Coins coming into this energy. So when I say coming in and it's recent past, this could be yesterday, last week, last month, last year. This tarot doesn't understand man-made time, right? It's not like astrology in that way. The Seven of Coins is a Saturn and Taurus energy. So this tells me that this is a new cycle. So you were in the recent past, you were in the process of entering a new cycle of your life, where you were, how do I want to say, accumulating what you need to move into this next phase. The Seven of Pentacles is where we consider heaven and earth meeting, right? It's the four of the world and the three of the Trinity meeting in unison, saying, okay, now what? Now what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to put our energies into to build? So there's this newness about it. There is this energy of a new cycle, a new page, in your story. So that was something that you were working on, right, in your recent past. And then we have current situation. We have the Princess of Wands reversed, crossed by the Emperor. So whenever we have Wands reversed, it always indicates delay, right? It's always delay. So this is Scorpio and Sagittarius. So Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so there's transformation here. And we have Sagittarius is about moving forward with luck and intention. Now this can mean a couple of things to different people. The Princess of Wands can be, for some of you, I'm going to give the different interpretations because this is a general reading. This can be a shady energy of somebody stepping out, entertaining a third party. I will just say that, because Scorpio does rule sex and Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity. In the reverse, it's lacking integrity and it's acting in a shady behavior regarding sex, regarding passion, letting that element and that aspect overcome someone, overwhelm someone. So this could be you. This could be an energy that you were dealing with. It's being crossed. I'm going to first give that interpretation. I'm going to give others. And it's being crossed by the Emperor energy. This is an Aries energy. Aries is all about the ride or die. This is a very faithful energy. So this could be one of you who was very faithful, another one not. You know, it could be that kind of dynamic going on as far as relationship goes. For some of you. For others of you, there could just simply be a delay in the moving forward of your relationship because of the COVID situation, because of the phases, keeping it real. We have to apply the reality to the cards as well. And a lot of people just not being able to see each other just yet, particularly those of you who don't live really close to each other, or we at least don't have the freedom to kind of get back to that normal space that we can sort of have that normal functioning relationship. But yet there is this still maintaining a ride or die attitude. So much more positive understanding in that way, having to do with the relationship. The Emperor energy is a beautiful energy because it's about understanding what's necessary to make something work. So this can also be having the delay, if this has to do with career, there being a delay in you being able to go back to work, and there being a delay in you being able to do what you really want, but you being very steadfast in your intention to return, you being very committed to returning. For others of you, this is going to be the realization that you're just not going to be able to return, right? Because again, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. It's about transformation. It's an ending. In the reverse, this can indicate there not being a new cycle in that area, and you needing to understand that it's time for you to move forward with integrity and grace into something else. And the Emperor is the ruler of Aries. Aries is about fresh perspective and a new path, right? It's the leader of the zodiac, the leader of the tarot, the leader of both, right? It's a Mars energy, and Mars is really front and center with us right now, for sure, from July all the way through January 6th. I'm not going to do that Mars and the Mars video that I mentioned yet until Mars goes retrograde in September, but this is you taking on this fresh perspective in this new path, because for many of you, I feel like you're realizing that what you were involved in or what you were intending on staying in is not going to bring you where you really want to go. You know, and you're feeling challenged in this way, where you have this gumption to go. But we have, as the crowning energy here, we have the Four of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Now, this is a Jupiter energy, and in reverse, this can indicate stagnation. This is a destiny-driven energy. So this can indicate you not having luck and expansion in whatever it is that you've been in. This could be that relationship, right? This could be, I mean, it's Jupiter reverse. It's not having the luck and expansion in the way because it's not meant to happen in the way that you were intending it to happen up to this point. This truly is destiny stepping in and saying, not in that way. Not in that way, Aquarius. It's not. Now, you could be in a space here with the Four of Coins of self-protection. Now, this could literally have to do with you protecting yourself, protecting your heart, right? Because the coins are mental, physical, and emotional connection. But it's also resources, obviously, coins or money or resources. So you wanting to protect the money and the resources that you do have simply because you have no idea what's going to happen, what's going to come up next, you know, and you really holding tight to the chest what it is that you do have until things iron out with that career. Or you really being in a mode of self-protection because you don't know what's going to actually happen with that relationship. But representing you and only you, we have the sun. And I love this because this, I mean, what's not to like about the sun, right? It's bright, it's pretty, it's, you know, all of that, right? But the sun does rule Leo, and Leo's that fifth house, and the fifth house is the house of fun, and the house of love affairs and how we connect with our partner on a Monday through Sunday basis. And it's how we connect to doing things that we love. So even if this has to do with career, this is connecting to what you really want to do, Aquarius, like seriously what you want on a soul level that you can envision yourself seeing in a day-to-day. And what I like about this is the epiphany hitting you in this energy of a good plan, right? Because the sun is about a plan. The sun is about the landscape that allows things to grow, right? The sun does not mean that you've arrived yet. This is a big misunderstanding of this energy. Sun does not mean you arrived yet. Think about what the sun does. The sun illuminates and warms and gives nutrients and helps to cultivate a healthy land for a good foundation for things to grow. But you have to be the one to go out and plant. You have to be the one to go out and take care of and maintain so that that growth can happen. But what the sun promises you is a healthy landscape and a promising landscape to plant. Does that make sense? So, and this is where you're at right now. This is where you're at. You're in this beautiful space of realizing, like, all right, fresh path, things cleared away, beautiful, fresh, like landscape waiting to happen and to cultivate. This is really, I kind of feel like this vibe of just really turning the page and really welcoming this new chapter in your life, especially now with the King of Swords as the external energy. This is Capricorn and Aquarius. So for you here with career on your heart, I mean, this is very, very directly Capricorn, which is work, and you, Aquarius, which is about doing something different, working something differently, either working your career in a different way, approaching it from a different track, changing tracks, changing perspective, changing what it is exactly that you want to do. This is a core card, so we have to recognize it as a general influence or as a specific person. So what I just explained would be a general influence, right? Having to do with career. If it has to do with a person, this is somebody coming in and offering you an opportunity that's different than what you've been doing, but that's going to be very, very benefic, and it's going to end up being very true for you and true to what you really want to do, because it's a Swords energy. Swords is communication. It's also truth and reality. Okay, so that having to do with career, really beautiful. Having to do with relationship, really positive if this has to do with you guys working through some sort of uncomfortable energies, whether it's because you guys weren't able to like be together or do things the way you were. This is having the conversation about how you guys can do something differently moving forward together. Right? Capricorn is putting the work in, and Aquarius is, well, by Uranus, it's about doing things differently. Okay? Doing things differently. Also, you know, this can definitely involve technology, guys. Whether it's that you're connecting with an individual via technology, maybe you guys have FaceTime, Skype, or whatever it is, having to do with career, maybe career in technology, something to do with cyber something, very directly, because this is, I mean, when we think about technology, Uranus rules technology, right? And Mercury rules the communication that we have, right? Online, right? But very directly, this is whatever work that you're going to be putting in. I feel like it's going to be happening via technology. The communication, because the swords are the communication here, you know, to Aquarius here. So it's quite literally like working and communicating via the technology. So I like that. Now your fear is the Fool. So I get it. The fear, what's interesting is that the Fool is the Uranus energy, and that's your ruler, and you guys are very comfortable in this energy. You guys are very comfortable in doing things different. You're very comfortable with trying a new path, a new perspective. For some reason, you're a little nervous about this, because this is something that you're just not sure what's on the other side, but this is where you really have to have faith. Don't be afraid to try something new. Definitely don't, because I feel like there is change happening, and I feel like it's happening in a very subtle way, is how I'm understanding it right now. This is a general message, so a lot of you may be like, what the hell, woman? It's like not subtle at all. It's all over my life right now, right? But that's how I'm getting it. Now, the outcome here, I like this. This is the Princess of Coins. So I like this because it's Leo and Virgo. So if this has to do with relationship, Leo's all about that fifth house energy. It's love affairs. It's connecting. It's sex. It's connecting in a very practical way. It's having fun. It's enjoying each other, finding connection with each other in the most basic pragmatic things, in the simplest things, which is a beautiful energy, right? Because Virgo lends that earthy, just very pragmatic, practical element. Then we have the fiery Leo in there. And the pentacle and the coin energy is about connection here. If we're going to understand it as relationship, that mental, physical, emotional connection. I'm feeling very connected, so I do like that. Now, for some of you, if those of you who are in a space where, you know, you were in this mode of self-protection, and it was sort of like this destiny-driven vibe, and maybe somebody didn't do the right thing for you, and you were the ride or die, and you ended up dealing with this hurt and this confusion, and now you're in the space of just moving out of that. this King of Swords could certainly be this new energy coming in, as I mentioned, but you feeling a little trepidatious about getting on that new path because of what you've been through. But I do see this being a really, really good energy for you. For those of you already in relationships, I do see you guys, if you're going to know if it resonates with you, if you guys have a strong foundation. Because remember, the Wheel of Fortune only allows Jupiter bless anything that has good bones in the first place. So you're going to know if your relationship has the bones to endure in the first place, and then you guys are going to be able to have this fresh path, right? And this beautiful truth coming in, and this nice connection. But I do see, and then obviously with a job, that would be you getting a job offer in something that really resonates with you, that you really love doing. That's like speaks to what you love to do, speaks to that fifth house energy. So that's really great, but you're going to be confused. You're still going to be confused. Because for those of you in career, I feel like you're still stuck between an old way and a new way of doing something. Relationship, stuck between an old relationship and some sort of new connection coming in, right? This is a moon in Libra energy. So the moon is, I feel, it's what you're feeling very deep inside. And Libra's that seventh house energy of, Libra's the glyph is the scales. What's fair? What's fair to you? What's fair to them? What's fair to the relationship? It's also ruled by Venus, which is that trifecta of, valuing self, love. It's also money. So you're kind of stuck between things and pressing the pause button. Which one is your truth? Which one makes you feel more valued? What do you feel like more in love with being involved in? What's going to bring you the most connection? If it has to do with career, what's going to bring you the most money? Which path is your truth? And you're really trying to figure that out because you're at cross purposes right now with yourself regarding some big decision that you need to make in your life. And I just feel you really are very much wanting to have this decision made already. Have this decision made. Let's see what kind of advice we can get from the Rebel Oracle. Two of Swords. You're at a crossroads. I mean, the Two of Swords is a crossroads kind of energy where you're stuck between, two things. Somebody else I got that for was stuck between things. I don't remember who. Maybe Virgo. After the storm. Oh, this is a beautiful energy. After the storm. Yeah. Yeah, because this lets me know that, you're either in a storm right now or a storm is heading your way. And there could be an emotional storm. It doesn't have to be that your life is going to be a complete mess or anything. It could be just kind of a passing through kind of thing. And you don't have to be afraid of it. You might even feel kind of excited about it, but you feel this tension rising. There's this tension rising. And you might even feel an uncomfortable sense of emotional or psychological pressure within you, as if something doesn't happen and soon you feel you might just burst, But you may also have a sense that these are forces operating beyond your control, and you would be right if you think that, because that's what this energy does indicate. Something is happening beyond your control. But you have to understand something. Whether you realize it or not, you've been at least energetically asking for an answer, asking for clarity about something. If it's not to do with a relationship, it has to do with a career, it has to do with a family connection, that friendship. And this is the thing, the answer has to come in the form of something messy first in order to clear the ground. You know what I mean? Like when we have a storm, how it's a mess while we're going through it, but then all the dead wood is shaken off the tree, whatever didn't have a firm foundation falls, and only the strongest elements are left standing. And that's where we can have this clean, clear clarity of where we're supposed to go next. And I feel like that is really what you need to clear up this Two of Swords energy. And that's what's happening here. There's nothing to be afraid of. Right? Because this is very empowering, But and whatever's happening here, though, whatever you're going through, what's really important here with this energy and the advice is to hold on to your sense of inner being and your inner sense of self and what it is that you really, really want. Hang on to that fifth house energy. Like, keep in mind what it is that really feeds you, that makes you feel good, that you feel good in. That's also that seventh house energy of fairness. But what makes you feel good, right? And having that kind of drive it, not even drive it, have that be what grounds you during this time of change, because you are going to be feeling change. There's no question. you're going to be feeling change. Absolutely. Let's roll some dice. See what we get. First house of self. Gemini, what do you need to learn? Put on that thinking cap and figure out how something can be done differently. How can this relationship be handled differently? How can you handle relationship differently, period? What skill set do you need to learn to add to your repertoire for you to transition into that new area in a career? You know, what maybe workshop, what certifications do you need to get for you to transition into something that's going to resonate with you greater, having to do with career? This can also, though, have to do with just things learning about yourself, right? Because we do have the first house of self, right? And the first house of self is how we engage with the world, how the world sees us, right? And you're being asked to consider if your action in the world and the purpose that you purport to be are, right, or in alignment with your soul's purpose. And it's time to unapologetically be you and feel safe in knowing that whoever doesn't get you doesn't have to. Not that that really matters to you guys, for goodness sake, right? Because you guys are Aquarius, which I love, right? My twins are Aquarius risings, you know, and they're so great in that way. I love that energy because it's just like, I'm me and hello. You know, you do you, I be me, and, you know, everybody live happily ever after kind of energy. But, you know, it depends on what else is in your chart, obviously, as well, right? So really unapologetically being you, but at the same time, we do have the sun. And while the sun is very benefic, it is also really asking you to ask yourself, where is your ego, for good or bad, getting in your own way right now? You know, you have to be mindful of that. Mindful of where your ego might be playing into something within a relationship or within a decision in a career, anything like that. Neptune. So Neptune is, you know, that it's the ruler of the 12th house, right? Pisces energy. It's the house of self-undoing. It's escapism, but it's also dream. It's also where we allow ourselves to dream. So while Neptune can create confusion and can feel like we're just not sure. It's like trying to look at life through a really dirty window. You sort of see what's on the other side. You can vibe sort of in an echoey format what it is that you see for yourself down the road, but you're just not totally sure. But Neptune really wants you to dream, and Neptune really wants you to go there and work very proactively on moving forward. Don't stay stagnant, because even if you're confused, the forward movement is going to lend to clarity down the road. So, yeah, that is what I have for you. I like it. So you're going to be at cross purposes. There are going to be some upheavals in your life, totally necessary. It doesn't mean your life's falling apart or anything crazy or dramatic like that. But it does mean that there's going to need to be a rustling up of stuff, if you're not feeling it already, for there to be this sort of destiny-driven falling of the way everything is supposed to be, so that you can have clarity. So that is what I have for you guys for this part, having to do with the Celtic cross spread. And I'm going to be pulling additional energies having to do with relationship. So if you're not interested in relationship, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, for those of you who are still hanging out, we're going to be pulling some cards for relationship. I'm going to use some Shadowscape Tarot for clarification. We'll use the Island Time Wellness to see what's going on for us emotionally. And we'll do some crowning relationship energies with the Love Oracle. Messages for Aquarius friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Don't allow anybody to discount them. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. Kind of wasn't expecting that, have to be honest with you. So, if you resonated with the Celtic cross spread, then those first energies, right, where maybe somebody was not doing the right thing and you Guys ended up breaking up. Could be reconciling with somebody else from your past. Reconciling with that person. Let's see what the energy's saying. Engagement ring. Hello. Sword in the Rose. So this has to do with you're going to be feeling emotionally. Paradise. Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings. Okay. Reconciliation. Someone's wearing a false mask in this relationship. That could mean a couple of things. So let's talk about that. This guy wanted to come out. What do we have here? Knight of Wands. Well, we like the Knight of Wands in the upright. Better than Ace of Cups. Nice. Four of Swords. Moving on. Leaving something unhealthy in the past where it belongs. Three of Wands. Beautiful. New path. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I mean, okay. I mean, we already read those. This is, you know, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Allow the happiness in. And deception, though. Someone is wearing a false mask. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, I do want to say this. Depending on what happened, because remember we got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse as the crowning energy, right, in the Celtic cross spread. And the interesting there with that, interesting message with that is that even though it's a Jupiter energy, like I mentioned, Jupiter will only bless a reconnection if the bones of it were good in the first place. So this tells me that whatever happened to create an initial breakup, there are a couple of messages here, but if you're resonating with it, that relationship ended up breaking up and you guys are reconciling, whatever happened there, it may not be so easy for you to get over, but you're going to be in this space quite likely where you guys are going to be in the space of trying to act as if almost like that never happened. You don't want to do that though, because that's not going to be rooted in honesty, and you can't rush anybody's process. So if somebody cheated on somebody, if somebody did something that was in any way a betrayal, whatever that means, it takes time to get over that. And we can never tell anybody, just get over it. Really, how long are you going to hold on to that? Just get over it. You can't do that. That's emotional abuse. It really is. I mean, and that really is a reflection of your own discomfort over it. You can't rush somebody's process. So Aquarius, this could be you, this could be them, where there is still this working through of stuff, but they still want to give the relationship a go, so they might not be completely honest with you. You might not be completely honest with them. That's going to resonate with some of you. With others of you, this reconciliation could be with somebody from your deep past, where something was over and then you're reconnecting with somebody from your deep past, where you're getting back together. And I feel like you really kind of want to take it pretty quick, because we have engagement, partnership, commitment, complement, union, eternity, the Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. Beautiful. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. And then we have Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth and change, liberation, transition. So I really like this energy, because I do feel like, well, if there's a reconciliation energy happening here, it really is happening like on a fresh slate, but that it's not so easy to just let go of something. Especially we have the Four of Swords energy. What I like though is that somebody's really trying. I really like that. Because the Four of Swords, I want to go because reflective of the deception energy. The Four of Swords is pressing the pause button and laying there and realizing everything that you guys have gone through together and making a decision to leave the nasty, toxic nonsense in the past and to move forward and to leave the past in the past. You can't go back and fix anything. And you recognizing that. You acknowledging the pain, you acknowledging any hurt, you acknowledging what you've received, what you've given, all of that. but making the decision to move forward. And this is a really nice energy because it's Jupiter in Libra. And when Jupiter is in anything, it expands whatever it's in. And Libra is ruled by Venus. So who doesn't love that? But in order to do that, you need to leave anything that's toxic. You truly need to leave the past in the past. And I feel like you are going to be trying so hard to do that. So hard. So you might have to wear a little bit of a false mask while you're doing some internal processing, right? As I get that this is very much like a Seven of Swords energy. It's Moon in Aquarius, where it's like you feel one way inside, but you're showing something different outside, you know, and it's because in order for this to be reconnected and rekindled and healed, you need to slowly work through. And you need to be, you know, there has to be the simultaneous occurrence where it's like, you're revisiting and you're finding faith in the connection again, while simultaneously that's allowing you to heal something from the past. You guys follow? But I do see this being a very benefic connection having to do with engagement ring. Beautiful clarity, truth, revelation, transformation, paradise. This is beautiful. Happiness, joy, and there being these new beginnings. So really nice. Knight of Wands. You guys are very sexually attracted to each other. This is Scorpio. Scorpio rules sex. This is beautiful. It's also about transformation, and Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity, luck, and expansion. Beautiful. Ace of Cups. Clean slate. Clean slate. Brand new beginning. Ace. Sharing emotions. We're going to do it differently this time. We are. We talked about the Four of Swords already. Three of Wands, arguably my favorite minor arcana. It just is. It's Sun in Aries. Come on now. This is you guys having everything you need for our beautiful future together. Because the Aries is a new cycle. It's a new future. It's ruled by Mars. It's like, come on, let's go, let's go. And the sun with its warmth and its illumination and its nutrients and it's bright and warmth, and is all about cultivating a healthy landscape to grow things on. You know? It's a new path. Energy of newness pulling you forward. So really nice relationship read. Somebody is reconciling with somebody, right? And I wouldn't get too concerned about that deception, only because everything else is so positive here, and we did get the Four of Swords. So I do feel like it is going to be this healing in the process, you know, which is necessary. Yeah. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.